Hey ladies and gentlemen, this is Tough Tony here, and this is probably going to be my last video of the day. Made 3, well 2, this is my 3rd. We're going to talk about the possibility of Brock Lesnar or Alberto Del Rio ended Undertaker's undefeated Wrestlemania streak at WrestleMania 28 next year. Now, of course, yes, Brock has been talking to WWE personnel. Yes, they have negotiated something. But more than likely, it's probably a video game deal. He probably wants to be on the video game. The same thing they did with Goldberg. They didn't want to hire him back. They just wanted to use him for merchandising sales. Just like they planning to do with Brock Lesnar. But WWE has a dirty habit of always hyping up matches like this a couple months before WrestleMania. See, first off, Brock Lesnar, but before I even get started on this, a dream match. I hate the term dream match. Why? Because there's no such fucking thing anymore. Last year they teased us with Sting versus The Undertaker. After Sting had his hiatus in TNA. It never happened. You got a shitty ring rust filled match between him and Triple H. But you see, Sting versus The Undertaker, not even in the late 90s, maybe the early 2000s, 2002, 2003 maybe. That would have been a dream match. They weren't young, but they weren't as old as they are now. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker really surprised me because you have these two guys pushing 50 and they still have probably the best match the WWE has seen in the last 10 years, that and CM Punk and Cena 1. And people say that, you know, Hogan and The Rock was a dream match. Yeah, Hogan wasn't as worst off as he is now, but there's no such thing. Austin and Undertaker, when they're pushing 50, the way I see a dream match is seeing someone who is closely the same age. Sorry, there's something in my eye. The same age. Like having Daniel, I thought it would have been cool seeing as how Daniel Bryan was trained under Shawn Michaels. It would have been nice if Shawn Michaels could have came back talking shit saying, yeah, my prodigy is going to end your streak. Of course, it's not going to happen, but that would have been good because, you know, he could have at least got Daniel Bryan put over, and that would have done a lot more good for his career than WWE just handed him a fucking briefcase that he's going to cash in one day and then be buried 3 months thereafter, just like they do with every fucking body. There's not John Cena or Randy Orton. So that's pretty much bullshit. So Wade Barrett's not at that point, but, you know, the thing is, Brock Lesnar and Taker, as wonderful as it's going to be, because Brock Lesnar is like maybe 31, 32, maybe 30, I'm not sure. I know he won the title at 25. I think Brock Lesnar is maybe 32, 33, in between 32 and 34 probably. But, oh yeah, his wife is 50. But anyway, that, as beautiful as it may be, because you figure Undertaker never legitimately beat Brock Lesnar in the match. He never beat him in the match. Never in a one-on-one match. But it'll be good. Brock probably won't end the streak, but they'll probably, Undertaker will finally beat him. You know, that, and he'll go out on a high. Because I'm pretty sure when Undertaker really does retire, I'm pretty sure he's not going to be out to a loss. They teased us with Sting last year. They teased us with Goldberg. Both would have been shitty matches, by the way, because I don't think Goldberg is capable of having a good match with anybody because he sucks in the ring. I mean, he's no fucking Undertaker. Let's put it to you like this. And I think he's probably one of the most overrated wrestlers ever to lace up a pair of fucking boots. And anybody else who've ever been in the business will say the same fucking thing. But anyway, Brock and Goldberg, Brock and Undertaker, my mistake, because we know Brock and Goldberg was a shit fest and a half. But that's not going to happen. Why? Because a match of that caliber is going to take the spotlight off of another guy who hasn't wrestled in 7 years namely The Rock and John Cena. And of course the WWE can't have that, so they rather put on a shitty match between those two that nobody's ever going to fucking remember after the next night. Or you could have a match between Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker that people will remember for ages. Because trust me, Cena and The Rock is not going to measure up to The Rock and Hogan at WrestleMania 18, which is probably the best match Hogan's wrestled in about a decade. So I really don't give a fuck. To tell you the truth, I really don't care. So that's not going to happen. It'd be nice if it did, but you know, WWE's not going to do that. Or you know how much The Rock bitches, moans, and complains. And I bet you The Rock should win that fucking match if they still do it. If they still do it. Then you have Alberto Del Rio versus The Undertaker. We all know I fucking hate Alberto Del Rio. I can't fucking stand him. Sure, he wrestled before as an amateur. Sure, he's had a pretty good career as a mixed martial artist. You know, he's done all these things. But him beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania is bad enough he's already walking around with a championship that he didn't pay any dues for. A championship that he didn't fucking deserve. While everybody else around him gets buried every single week. And I hate The Miz. But I figured he was as closest thing as WWE had to a breakout star. And I'm going to say a breakout star, a major character. You know, someone who can be like Cena or Orton or Triple H, a franchise player. He was the closest thing to being a franchise player. And they fucking squashed him. Just like that. Just like they fucking do to Sheamus. Just like they do to Jack Swagger. Just like they do to Rey Mysterio. Even though Rey Mysterio shouldn't even have any titles to begin with. He's Barry. Just like they did to Barrett. Just like they're gonna do to Alberto. Just like they probably do to Daniel Bryan. Because come on, Alberto Del Rio being in the main event for many years to come. After they can't even do it to people to actually draw some fucking money. It's just fucking laughable. It's fucking laughable. And him to beat out of all people, first off, you're going to put him in the ring, Undertaker in the ring with his streak on line against someone who's a shit champion, who's a shit wrestler, who has a shit character, who can't cut a decent promo, he's shit on the mic, and he doesn't draw any fucking money. And this is the guy that's going to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania 28. Are you fucking kidding me? People, you might as well, you know, even with The Rock and Cena, you can order it right now. 5 months in advance. Be ready to get a fucking refund. Because no matter what happens at WrestleMania, people are going to want a fucking refund. But don't buy into WWE's bullshit. Like I said, don't buy into their bullshit. Because WWE couldn't pull a good match out of their ass at WrestleMania if their fucking lives depended on it. So don't even get your fucking hopes up, people. Don't spend your fucking $70. You know WrestleMania is like $70. Don't pay that. You know what you can do with that $70? You can get a better video game. You can get a nice video game that could probably hold your interest more than WrestleMania will ever. Which is probably the most overrated thing on pay-per-view is WrestleMania. It's probably the most overrated thing ever now. Because it's more fucking laughing stock of the wrestling business. It sure as hell is far away from Showcase of the fucking Immortals. It's more like Showcase of the old farts that don't know how to fucking quit. And guys who hold championships that can't fucking wrestle. Yeah, I know I'm getting a little loud, but I'm getting fucking angry. I'm tired of this shit. Fucking making a spin off. Man, guys that have girlfriends or fiancés or wives, do something nice for them for WrestleMania. Fuck it. Don't spend your hard-earned money on this bullshit. And I know if you're planning on buying it just for The Rock and John Cena, you are a mark or a very ignorant fan. Because trust me, that is not going to do it. And I'm sure as hell not going to buy it just for one fucking match. I made that mistake before, and I was fucking disappointed. So that being said, actually, as a matter of fact, I'm hoping Undertaker isn't even at fucking WrestleMania, to tell you the truth. And this is Tough Tony, signing off. Have a nice day.